On a night to honor the 2001 state championship team, the Dowling Catholic Maroons of 2011 improved to 6-2 with a 27-14 win over the Johnston Dragons on senior night. 37 seniors play their final game in a maroon home uniform in the regular season, Dave. And, you know, this ball game was a close ball game for a long way. Johnston played extremely tough. Dowling a little bit flat, but when they needed to answer, they did.
Yeah, you know, that's why I was going to say Johnston did play a very good football game, and every time they scored, Dowling came back and came right back and put some points on the board, and they just would not let Johnston get any closer to them. And you know, I have a text message here, and it says, "I'm home in Urbandale listening to you guys up past your bedtime." Guess who it's from?
Oh, yeah, I got the same one from the Hall of Famer.
Mark Amadale.
Yeah, but who's with Brian Morris? It's Dan Hartlib.
I'm down here with Dan Hartlib. Dan, huge game tonight, I thought. Tonight, you put the money on the ball all night long. Probably your best game of the season.
I felt pretty good out there. I think that's all the credit's due to the wide receivers and the line making plays. I mean, can't do without them. My numbers reflect what they do on the field, and we got great players out there.
Your reads, we've talked about as the week's gone on, your reads have gotten, you've looked receivers away. It seems like maybe not having Amara out there has made you maybe consider your game a different way.
Yeah, definitely. Without him out there making plays, we got to do some things differently. And as far as the reads go, I think I've just gotten better with practice and the coaches coaching me up on things, and things we've executed better and all-around better team.
So tell me about senior night tonight, the last time, again, as a home team. Hopefully you'll be in those maroon jerseys a few more times, but senior night, you got to walk across the field with your family. How special was that?
It was very special. I mean, my sister came in from Iowa City, and my uncle flew in from Georgia and from Illinois. My grandparents were here, so it was great to go out and play well and get the W for them.
Last question for me. 1 week to go in the regular season, then you have a bye week. But what is Coach Wilson talking to you guys about now, preparing for that next season?
Right now we're not looking ahead at all. We're just taking it one game at a time. Indianola is going to come out and they're going to give us their best look. We could came out here and play a little bit better, but we know we're going to get Indianola's best shot, and we got to be prepared for that, and then we can take it after that.
Okay, great game, Dan Hartley. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, that's Brian Morris on the field. Dowling Catholic wins 27-14 tonight. The Maroons improve to 6-2. Johnston falls to 4-3. Let's go down to the sideline again with Brian Morris.
Down here with Matthew Formarnik, one of the starting defensive linemen. Tonight, defense bended but did not break. Tell me a little bit about the schemes that Johnston ran and what you guys did to offset them.
A lot of their schemes we had practiced all week. I don't think what made us bend a little bit was anything of their scheming. It was a lot of motivation that wasn't there. But no, from the big difference from the Ankeny game to this game right here, because there's not the same motivation I saw last week.
Coach Jack, we saw him after the touchdown. He came over and got in a lot of your faces. What was the intent of his message?
To get your motivation up. We had to bring our play to a next level. We just had no motivation, and I think we saw it at times, but we need to get back at this week and show our motivation. Again,
I asked Dan Hartley, one more week of the regular season. You walking across the field tonight, senior night, was that a fun moment for you and your family?
Yeah, my brother came in, and I had family in from out east, and they watched me cross the field, so it was a fun experience.
All right, one more, again, Indianola up next week. Do you know much about them?
I know that they're always a big competitor against us. They always have a big game against us, and they're going to come out and hit us hard, so we better come in with high expectations to play really, really well.
All right, good game tonight, Matthew. Dowling Catholic.
All right, Matthew Formarnik with Brian Morris. Dowling wins 27-14, and we have one more interview to go, and that's head coach Tom Wilson. We'll get that in just a moment, letting you know Dowling tonight, 17 first downs, 38 rushes for 181 yards, 11 of 19 passing for 241. That's a total of 422 yards of offense. 6 penalties for 46 yards. 2 penalties for Johnson, so really only 8 penalties in the game. Seemed like a lot more than that, but I guess if you never know. Goalie tonight, 25 carries, 112 yards. Boyle, 5 carries, 17 yards. Dan Hartlib, as I mentioned, 10 of 18 for 209. 1 completion was for Boyle. Matthew Hawk, 7 catches, 141 yards. Ogden, 2 catches, 48 yards. Let's go back down to Brian Morris.
I'm down here with Coach Wilson. Coach, 27-14 victory tonight for Dowling. It seemed to be sloppier in that second half for both teams, but the Maroons pull off the victory.
Yeah, a win is a win in this league. I thought we played like an unmotivated football team, which is unfortunate. I think we have to realize in this league you're going to have to bring it each and every week, and I think we certainly learned a lesson. I thought Johnston did some very good things, and we were kind of hit and miss really in all three phases, and I think we certainly have to get better.
Dan Hartley and Matthew Hawk connected tonight on a lot of pass plays. Matthew Hawk probably had one of his better games of his career at Dowling, and I thought Dan Hartley did a nice job running that offense.
I thought Dan was outstanding. Obviously, Matthew had a lot of receiving yards. I don't know the stats, but really Dan on a couple of those pass plays went to really his third receiver. And I thought it was outstanding by him. I thought he played an outstanding game.
It seems like the Dr. Schulte is getting a ton of work this year. You have different players coming out every week. Can you give us any status on Reed Flood or how Amar Darbo's shoulder's doing?
Really, I don't think it's terrible. Reed had a knee sprain. I'm not sure how long that will be. Usually it's 1 to 2 weeks. Amara's getting better all the time, and I think we'll probably see him back in uniform here sometime soon.
Last question, Coach. Next week, Indianola coming up. Last game of the season. You finished tonight. Your seniors going out with the victory. 37 seniors. What's your thought about the senior night?
Well, I really think time has really flown. This is my 7th year here, and so I've been around these kids really from the get-go, and it's amazing. You see those kids walking across the field, and you're thinking, wow, where has the time gone? So I just want to finish this up right for them, and so they can enjoy success and feel good about this program and the team that they had their senior year, and hopefully we can continue to do that next Indianola.
All right, thanks, Coach Tom Wilson. He'll be, I'm sure, joining the crew as athletic director, Tom Wilson, but I'll send it back up to the men in the booth.
All right, thank you, Brian Morris. Dave, final thoughts?
Well, I agree with Coach Wilson, and I was concerned about that in pregame, how this team would come out tonight after this huge win last week over Ankeny, and like we talked about in the pregame, I've never seen a team so motivated and sky high before a game than Dowling Catholic last week, and to come back second week in a row for high school kids, that's tough to do at that level, especially knowing that your competition probably isn't at the level that an Ankeny undefeated number 4 in the state team is. And Dowling, again, showed them the people what kind of team they're made out of, because they constantly come back and score when they need to. And you know what, the defense gave up those short passes, but they only got beat once all night long. And overall, like Tom said, a win's a win, and it's time to take this and move on and get ready for Indianola and then take a week off. And I tell you what, if a team's ever needed a week off to get some injuries taken care of, it's this team right here.
We'll find out what the doctor says in the morning. All right, thank you, Dave Marcoulier. Your evening is done, and you can head on home. Dowling wins 27-14. We'll take a quick break, come back with the Athletic Director segment right after this. You're listening to the official broadcast of Dowling Catholic Sports, 1150 KWKY.